because there's a lot of mystique about meditation, a lot of misinformation. And one of the first things I'll say is that meditation is a highly personalized practice. Like even in the old karate days, like the reason that Miyagi told his student, wax on, wax off, just do that, just paint this fence, is because he was trying to determine his character. And there were certain things that needed to be done before you started, really the deeper training, the mental training of martial art or meditation or Zen. And these are like foundational things. First of all, the body needs to be healthy, because otherwise when you sit and meditate, you're just going to be bouncing around like a pinball, right? And so first, let's take care of the body. Let's get the body healthy, because that means the brain will be healthy. And if the brain is healthy, it's going to be firing on all cylinders. It's going to have lots of blood flow. And part of that healthiness is also of the physical practice of arousal control, breathing for arousal control, de-stressing, right? Greasing up the pathway to the parasympathetic nervous system, which calms you down and bleeds off all the stress from the hyperarousal in our society. So we literally start, and you can call it meditation, but what we start with is movement and exercise, sleep and nutrition, and box breathing as your daily practice. And you're just breathing for arousal control and getting control of the breathing, slowing your breath down, getting your heart rate variability into the right zone. And you're breathing in a nice 5 count in, 5 count hold, 5 count out, 5 count hold pattern, or 4, whatever works for you. And there's variations on this, but it's very basic, but it's very profound. So then the second thing, and I learned this through Zen, that needs to happen is you need to marshal the energy of your mind, which has been taught, because it's all training. From the moment you open your eyes as a baby, you're being trained and conditioned. You're like a block of clay, and it's just been conditioned and molded and mounted, and then you don't even recognize it, because you're just baked like a frog into this conditioning. Language, culture, media, family, all these behaviors become you, and then you just take it and you identify with that.
Yeah, and even before then, of course, because there's some genetic conditioning.
That's right. There's genetics and depending on what you believe, karmic energy as well, which is that kind of soul print. So yeah, that's and so when we are in a state of readiness to be able to actually sit without agitation and for a little bit longer periods of time to do the introspective work, the next important step is to marshal all the energy that's been taught to go all over the place in a million different directions, and to latch on to any little thing, any trigger, any emotion, any thought, anything. They say that old adage that you have 60,000 thoughts a day, and 50,000 are the same as you had yesterday. That default mode network that is trained, you have to basically marshal all that energy into a single concentrated point, which brings great powers of concentration. Like I had mastered this as a SEAL, as a swimmer, as a martial artist, and to the point where it became an obstacle for me. But it's really important to then do your meditation practice then becomes concentration practice. So I do this with imagery work, right? Because visualization is a really powerful way to concentrate. I don't mean like guided imagery on some random thing where you're going all over the place, walking through some garden, concentrating on one singular thing, right? It can be like an external object, like a candle, or for me, I teach to concentrate on the box pattern and draw it in your mind as you do your box breathing. And then you're getting a 2-for-1, a stacked practice. You're getting the arousal control and the attention control. Well, it's actually a triple practice: attention control and then concentration training, as you train yourself to hold your mind on that box pattern for longer and longer periods of time. So those are the 4 steps to really good meditation and inquiry practices. Get your physical body into a healthy state, so that your brains, your head, heart, and gut brains are operating really efficiently. Then de-arouse yourself, or as part of that process, de-stress yourself through box breathing for arousal control. Then start visualizing that box, or incite a mantra, or get a concentration object that's suitable for you, and just focus on that when you do your box breathing until your mind blocks out all the other thoughts, and you can bring the full concentration power onto that one thing.